Hi guys, welcome to the Social Junction YouTube channel. And with me here, we're going to introduce ourselves and then we'll get direct to our discussion for the day. So my name is Dorothy Kones and I am part of the executive team in the Social Junction.
Brian Lagat, part of Social Junction executive.
Here is the man, the myth, the legend, the storyteller, Elias Vic, and I'm one of the buddies of Social Junction.
Okay. So tutaanza na introduction ya Social Junction. What exactly is the Social Junction, why it was created, and why did the idea of the Social Junction being there come up from? Tapea Brian aseme what is the Social Junction, and then storyteller will help us continue explain why it was created.
Okay, so basically, Social Junction is just a safe space for everyone, let's say in New South Wales at the moment. This is a place where to may decide we want to create this space for us to tackle things like mental health. But when tackling mental health, to may decide ikwe, let's have fun, let's do activities. We've had a few editions zenye zimepita which have been very successful, and we've been trying to learn as we go. So tumekuwa tuki-identify what's happening, what do people want, and how to encourage them to speak up. Kwa sababu before this we didn't have a forum for such, na tumeona tuendelee hivyo. So yeah, in our editions tunakuanga na barbecue, tuko na hizo activities za have fun, engagements, we interact with each other. Na sai sasa pia tumeanza kuintroduce pia walks, hikes and stuff, just to keep you engaged out of work na kuleta your balance between work and social life. So yeah, basically that's what Social Junction is about. But we are working with everybody who's thinking about handling things to do with mental health. Yeah, so we are not in a competition with anybody, but we are here to impact, to save lives. Kwa sababu a few weeks ago we've been losing a lot of lives. So yeah, this is the initiative of Social Junction.
Exactly. Brian has said it right. So we actually, the Social Junction it's a thing we've created, and it's called a buddies thing. It's all about buddies. And when we call ourselves buddies is because when we come together as buddies is, they say a drunk mind speaks a sober heart. And those people that normally come to the Social Junction, they have a lot. And the Social Junction started because there's so many things affecting the community at the moment. Community yetu iko so bad, so broken. There is a lot of things going on. And I realized when Dorothy said it's about mental health, it is when we break it down, it comes down to how does it start? Nini inaanzisha? So normally it starts with stress. You're stressing about something. If you have two stresses, if you're stressing about two things, one thing, imekuwa tatu, imekuwa nne, now that becomes a mental health state. Let me take it back in the days, pole, but let me take it back to when we were in Kenya. Wakati bado tulikuwa home. When we were children of our fathers and mothers. Stress yako ilikuwa ni kukula, ukiwa shule ilikuwa pocket money, and how to pass exams. Sindio? And how do you curb that one? You had to read. If you get good marks, you have a good grade, you're good to go. So if you stress about exams, what happens?
You fail.
And if you don't study, you fail.
Yeah.
So the same thing, let me affiliate it to this thing right now that is killing us here. And as Dr. has said, we've lost lives, and we decided lives have been lost, and we have kept wondering, why do we have organizations? Why do we have associations? We have houses that people can, we call them safe houses that people can run into for help. But at the end of the day, nothing is really happening. Nobody's really opening up. The next minute you find somebody in the park dead, someone in the car dead. And so we had to rethink about the whole of this thing. And that's why we came up with this social junction. It is a place whereby we come together. There is no leadership and all that, all those things that you can fear somebody because he's the one who. No, you come there because they are fellow Kenyans and you want to converse, you want to have fun. At times when we have these best moments is when we open up our hearts.
Yeah.
And the
Exactly.
the social junction has picked up that aspect in a way that people are coming, people are having fun, and people are speaking out. And people are saying, you know what? Let's have a next edition to be this way. And they suggest. So the point and the little point that they suggest means something has touched a heart. We have so many problems here. Of course, most of the numbers here are young. They are students. Most of them have come. Maybe they are homeless. We even have places whereby people are stranded on the airports. They don't have accommodations, and we don't talk about it. And of course, we'll still keep the agents. Yes, that's an agency. And I wanted to tackle this, especially when it comes to students getting stuck, because this just last week and this week, I've had to handle emergency cases of people landing, and the landing in less than an hour, and they don't have accommodation. And in the social junction, we have agreed that we are buddies.
Yeah.
We can put somebody on a seat, alale kwa kiti. It is fair.
It is very fair.
Than to leave somebody stranded in the airport and keep the parents stressed.
Yeah. Actually, I'll give you I think it was on Monday, nilikuwa na a bit of interaction with a few people. So they came up with suggestions like wanataka probably going forward tukiwa na editions, we should start thinking about people, like giving people opportunity. When wamekuja, they talk about things they're going through hapo, and then in the next edition we reflect after uliongea, after you did this, what did you get any help, did it help you?
Yes.
Alafu tena we want to start something like a student edition that's coming up for the young people.
Yeah.
So that at least tuna connect. If you know someone who's coming, I might ask, or anyone here can
Of
ask.
course, Daktari, I've been always calling you when you have something.
Like, yeah, this is such and such person is coming. So tunataka tukue buddies, as storyteller said.
Nasema si ni buddies.
You see, yeah, we are buddies.
Aya,
We are
sawa.
buddies. And then-
Basi
We are there for each other,
tuanze na
yani.
tuanze na kuongelelea aya, sisi wote tulikuja at different times.
Yeah.
Hatuko tunajuana from home. So how about jumesema one of the issues ni hiyo ya kuland. Tuongelele ulikuja lini? Ulikuwa received aje?
Yeah.
Now how was your first week in Australia? Ulikuja kitambo tukuanzie.
Well, actually, yeah.
I came a little, I know nilikuja a couple of years back.
Unatuambia tu mwaka gani? How was life?
Staki ni mention
in the
mwaka,
first
but
week?
this is more than, I think, 7 years now. And what I can say is, when I landed here, the only advantage I had was we had a big family here.
Oh yeah.
We had a big family, and we stayed with a family member. And times change that you grow and you have to move out to start your own life,
Yeah.
of which I did. And I can't complain. I can't complain much. But some of my friends, when you tulifanya pamoja, by the way, shout out to Options Agency. They were my agents. They were the ones who brought me here. And man like Kebs, you know yourself, is the guy that hosted me here. And it was actually great. We had fun. But back on those days, we didn't have these organizations, associations. We were just Kenyans for Kenyans.
But hizi zimekuja juzi.
Yes, we used to live in a street called Bulwara Street.
Uh-huh.
So there was I think 3 of us, and then the next was Palma Street. Palma had almost 9 people sharing a 3-bedroom, and it was amazing. It was
Actually, niliambiwa a bit of story.
It is amazing.
Ilikuwa poa. Like as long as you are Kenyan, people don't care where you come from.
I think saying
watu walikuwa wanakaa.
They were just like, oh, you are landing, come. Don't worry. And so we used to camouflage, share. There was so many of us, and it was amazing, man.
You had fun.
It was amazing, and we interacted. And then work was we used to do like cohesive work, and yani tuko na umoja fulani. When there is something, there is work mahali. Back in the days, we used to do 150 for Mamjengo and all that. The prices were a bit down.
But it was okay for them.
So I can't complain about being hosted. Hosting was good. Some of my friends did they went through a little bit of hardness, but you know, the funny thing is, the more we are growing, the more the ages are going, the people we were, yani hosting has become a hard thing.
Very hard. Yeah.
You can imagine somebody has like a 2 or 4 bedroom. They live like maybe 1 person or 2, and they'll tell you know what?
No.
Hakuna
room.
But sasa I think
are those trust issues or what? What is happening in the society?
Ni juu majority of the people, okay, tukisikia stories zenye zina happen ni una host mtu, kesho yake wewe umekuwa villain, yeye ni victim. But wewe ulikuwa una host out of a good heart. Kidogo na unasikia ameenda akasema hii, akasema ile, ama wanakuja yani distraction too in your house. Probably these days away. Mimi nikiweza hostiwa na mtu. Personally mimi nilikuja kitambo kidogo pia 3 years. Okay, nilikuja 2021 December.
Yes.
Nilihostiwa na watu sikuwa najua. Their parents ni friends with my parents. Yes. So I'm so grateful. Purity na Limo mnajijua walini host.
Those are my family members.
Ni kazi zako. So ndo walini host, and I was so lucky. Na venye niliingia kwa hiyo nyumba, ikisemekana tunalala saa moja, mimi huyo kwa kitanda saa moja. Juu ni rules za the house itself.
Yeah.
But sasa kuna watu wenye wanakuja, you're being hosted by people you don't know. They are saying this is how they want their house to be.
Yes.
Probably they don't like parties or such. Wewe umeenda uko nje 2 weeks later umepatana na mabishto watatu. All of a sudden mko kwake sherehe.
Yes.
Na alishasema hataki.
True.
So I think hiyo ndio inafanya watu wengi tuko zile za mimi siwezi host.
There is that. Yes. But again tena kuna hii si tumeform ile kitu ya if this person is not my family member, like simjui from home, I can't host them.
Home.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sasa hapo ndo social junction inaingilia sasa. Unaona hizi editions tunakuwa nayo. Hii editions nimejua watu wengi.
Yeah.
They are my neighbors. They are neighbors I never knew. They are cousins, second cousins I never knew, but now I know them. So nime increase my cycle. Na the more we do that, next time mtu nikisikia anakuja Kenya, anatoka Kenya anakuja, it can be easy for me to host them or to get them somewhere. We tabia hivyo. In
Social Junction, yes. So we need to break those barriers. Alafu one thing Gomez has said, it's actually very important. If by chance, and if you are watching this, or you are posting somebody to come and me to help him or her to be hosted somewhere, pia nafaa kujua kuna hizo what we call house rules. Some people are family men.
Yeah,
you know?
Very true.
So don't come into somebody's home amekwambia easy na easy blah blah ABCD. Zingine unaweza fanya kwa room yako kivyako. But with the house rules, respect that. Because everybody has a you don't know, it might be somebody's trauma.
Exactly.
That's true.
It might be somebody's trauma that kitu yenye utafanya itamtrigger, and they will be like, you know, this is something that has really hurt my life. So go with what somebody says, and at times pia mimi naye nasema on those people hosting people, please try to be lenient.
Msikuwe
wakali sana. You know, we come from different backgrounds. Kuna mwenye unajua kuna mwenye ni kuna badi ametoka mali ametoka alikuwa soft kid kuna wewe mwenye kuna mwenye amekuja alikuwa kuna mwenye alikuwa anapiga zake hizo you see. So it's a very important thing, by the way.
Very.
And through the hosts and the ones being hosted, the news, and mi naweza ambia hao ma news wote, especially wenye wamefika na bado ni wadogo, try to listen to what the people who are hosting you say. Because I know you can make a lot of friends and make a lot of efforts hapo kando, and we are not discouraging that. It's actually very good to make a lot of friends.
Exactly.
Because it helps you grow.
Yeah, that's true.
And the social junction is one junction whereby you'll make friends.
Ukuje,
Because if you don't come, how will you know people?
How?
Yeah.
How do I know Daktari is a doctor? I had some people saying he's a Dr. Wangombe. No, this is a very qualified doctor.
That was when politics was
How
politics.
that was politics. How will you know Kones is a very professional care worker? Yani,
Ungesema
Terence
hapa jamii.
hata niseme career yako. How do you know Terence is a very good photographer? When mtu umekuja umeiva photography. Lakini sasa umeenda huko umenyamaza kwa nyumba, utaki ku Now the good thing nowadays, when the last time we met the AMBS, the ambassador, mtu yeyote anakuja, kama unakuja Sydney, they should link you to all the association and leadership that is in Sydney. Ndio kagoma mahali
Unajua ni wapi unaenda.
you can call some people and they can aid you, and that is and it is still in the way Sikabaya in our work, but it has to be fully constituted. I know some people are working on that, and great work, you guys. I don't want to mention you, but great work. So when you arrive here, unakuja, you get somewhere you can lean your head on, and you can lean your problems on ukiwa umefika, because now we have people coming, they're stranded, they don't know anything. After utatupata sisi mabadis, of course. We also need to forward Social Junction to the office. Pia ndio when you get here na ukose mahali tunakupanga. Mabadis wako willing. Actually they are very willing. Especially the Social Junction. These people are amazing. Last time we had an edition, we were on a beach.
Yeah.
We had a massive soccer. And then the last one, Clint, I know you are watching this. I'm sorry to mention you, but sisi ni wazee. You did us bad.
Haya nitufanyisha mazoezi.
There was this challenge called ati mato. Yeah.
Atafute ingine.
But in my lifetime.
Tupe nini? Uje tupe story ya venye ulifika.
Wewe Brian. Yes sir, go on.
So, yeah, mimi nilifika pia I think 2022. Landing yangu mimi nilikuwa hosted na my cousin. Yeah, so tukanavigate tu pole pole tukisonga. But sasa ukiostio usikae kwa mtu sana. Ukifika mahali jitafutie tu, kwa sababu yes I know tukitoka home we are family oriented. Sisi tunajuanga huyu ni family member na kane, that's it. But hii ni shamba la mawe mazee. So people want their privacy, people need, maybe hata wamekuhost tu, wamesacrifice a few things. Ukishika jitoe tu. Like hata si kwa ubaya, na usibreak your relationship. Just tell them mimi nimejiweza sasa.
Exactly.
They will understand you.
Exactly.
Vizuri sana.
Exactly. You need to speak out. You know when you have to leave somebody's house, don't just walk away. Mtu anakuja anapata vacant room.
Anashanga.
Juu tu mlikosania kuosha vyombo.
Ama juu ulipata mahali uko hapa.
So it is good as buddies families, like kama sini families. When you exit the scene, exit in a good way. Present your reasons and your goals.
Yeah.
Those people can be following up with you, and you're still family at the end of the day. Even if it is a friend who hosted you, you'll still be friends. Don't just don't just disappear. And it is bad when you disappear, because you know this Aussie is so small. This town, especially Sydney, it's very small. We'll just catch up in some corner. And then
Tuanza kubehave awkwardly.
sasa you start looking at me with guilt eyes. No. Let's just have this thing.
Yeah.
Let's just clear this thing. If you want to move out of somebody's house, no matter how bad or good they were to you, inform them.
Na utoke tu na
And
roho
just live in a good way. Say, move pia, make sure umejipanga manzi. Jipange tu vizuri. Usiende pia kuteseka, uanze kuwa homeless. Don't make rash decisions so that people can take advantage of and all that.
True.
Yes.
So and kuna kitu pia tumesahau kusema.
Yeah.
In these editions zenye tumekuwa nayo, I know a few people walikuja waka interact. They got jobs, they got connections. So apart from hata hiyo mental health, kuna hiyo growth as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
No, nimeona watu wamegrow. Now they have work, hawakuwa nayo. Be it walikuwa wanafanya mjengo, be it they were doing. You grow. Like everyone is coming there. Mimi naweza fika hapo nikwambia, hey, by the way kuna opportunity pale. Naona hiyo interaction inasaidia. So mwisho up kwa editions zote. Alafu we are also promoting businesses. So Terence yake inajiuzanga tu hivyo hivyo.
Terence is a bad. He's one of the baddies. He's one of the baddies. He's one of the baddies.
But anyway, I'm saying kama uko na biashara nyingine, just show up. Tutakuwa tunapea watu opportunity. Just market yourself. But you have to do it on the day edition.
Yeah.
Yangu itaendea the new people.
Yeah.
Kama hauna familia, una cousin, una sibling, una jirani, una nani, tuko wengi. So hiyo isikulimit kujaribu na create your own family. But then you should be very careful when making those friendships and trying to create those families. Usiogope kupatana na watu wa different cities from where you came from, different tribes. Go out there, make them family.
Exactly.
Usikuje Social Junction, unatoka Nakuru kama mimi, so unatafuta wasi wa Nax. Kutana na watu wa Eldoret, Nairobi, Murang'a, Kisii, wapi, you know.
Exactly.
Patana na wao. Create that bond. Do you see what tuna share the same things huko Australia? Majority of us are students. Kuna wenye wali ni citizens na wako na residency. But wengi wetu si ni students, tuko hapa tunajitafutia do kumeka life for ourselves. Obviously, hiyo ndo reason ya kukuja Australia. And we're trying to catch up with life. So I believe tuna share most of major beliefs zetu. Naweza taka to discuss
Doro, there's one thing we forgot to talk about, to tell the new people. You know, sisi ni watu wa Social Junction, sisi ni baddies. And baddies lazima tuchanua.
Na hii baddies yako inamaanisha nini? Mimi venye najua baddies hivyo.
Baddies. Sasa unaona Oxford wewe ni mtu wa dictionary. Dictionary ya baddies inamaanisha mabeshte yani, magenge wale watu tu hang out pamoja. So mimi nataka niambie mabaddies wale wamekaa. There's one thing, if you're still new here, kuna steps kidogo naweza tu ku advice. First of all, ukafika sisi kama team Social Junction tutakwambia mtu asikupe pressure. Reduce pressure from home, from friends. Wenye wanataka watumie do na uje settle.
That's another.
We settle down.
Major.
Pata vitu zako. Alafu ukianza kupata ka job, ukianza kupata ka nini, the second thing you do wako ile vitu main ni bills. Ule mse ana cost, kitu important anaangalia kwako ni how do you pay your bills. Anaweza cost wiki ya kwanza ya pili ya tatu. But pia ukipata ka kitu sasa, we foot your bills, contribute kwa bills. Ukisha contribute kwa bills, next zinaingia extra, usiweke sana. Save, chukua kagari mahali. Aka is very essential. It is actually part of the process of this country. Having a car is like, umeshaisikia wase wakisema mimi nalalanga kwa gari yangu tu, sina nyumba. A car is almost your own residence. So get a car. After you get a car, umeanza navigate vizuri, sort out school fees yako manini. Sasa ndio unaweza anza kufikiria ni aje siwacha nirushe pia mtaani. Na mtaani, you know, if you came as a student, wakumbushe I am just but
a student.
Ile masiku nilikuwa mtaani, you survived without me.
Bado saimna.
Very true.
So nobody should pressure you. Wase wengi, when we want to tackle this mental health thing as a Social Junction, we say this. Most of you wale wamenini pressure sana, unapata msee has become homeless because her food bills yake jo anatuma do wapi?
Home.
Black tax inamaliza.
Anatuma black tax mingi. hadi ule mwenye nyumba sana, hata ule jamaa amemosa na shanga, sasa huyu utamsaidia aje? Mentality yako yote, you cannot, Rome was not built in one day.
Pole you'll get there.
Ni pole. Don't worry, your parents are not going anywhere. They are there. And they understand what is the importance of you going back in a casket. Yet they could have just been patient for 1 or 2 years, maximum 1 year. Tako umejipanga. So, and especially this goes to ladies. That's why you find a lot of women, a lot of young girls in wrong relationships for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And it is because of that. So that person kesho akakufukuza, you have nowhere to go. You have been spending your money wapi? Ikienda nyumbani. Wewe mwenyewe hujaijifikiria that I need to personalize.
Niko na story moja.
Yes, Natari, go on.
A guy akwa Australia though. Alikuwa I think Qatar. So ndo alikuwa anapata renovate nyumba ya kwao hivyo. When the contract, sijui historia ya Qatar inakuwa contract.
I think it's
things to do with contract. Hiyo time sasa venye tu alirudi home.
Yep.
Jamaa akaoa. Lakini hakuwa amejenga nyumba yake, but amerenovate ya home nini. Akaambia baba yake naweza kaa kwa hii room kidogo kidogo. Baba yake akamwambia nyumba ya nani?
Nyumba ya nani?
Kipetero kiesi.
Nyumba ya nani?
Jamaa akajaribu kusema silisaidia kujenga, akamwambia tulikulazimisha. Imagine putting all that effort. Unajua as a security officer huko Qatar ulipwi pesa mingi.
Exactly.
Umejinyima, ukakuja ukafanya hivyo. Then at the end of the day that happens. Unaona si fair. So think about you first. Put yourself first.
Na kuna kitu Doro amesema black tax. Hiyo black tax, it's very expensive.
Lakini inaua kila mtu kila mahali.
Because
hata Kenya usisahau hivyo, na wenye unaona mtu anaingia kwa hiyo shimo anakula na ulikuwa unajua.
Naye anapiga plot ya jirani picha.
Wallahi
unapata
there is so umejipanga ati unaenda sasa, inaitwa tunaitanga one way. Wewe umepiga one way, unafika huko.
Mambo
huko venye ulikuja. Unaanza kujia na huku umekaa umesquander, maybe umeexploit visa ile katika. Uje renew.
So these are conversations and you wezi
these are conversations. Yes, nobody will tell you these conversations. And I just want people to start being very careful with who they trust. Those people who have settled and invested. At times kama wewe ni student, wewe ni nani na bado visa yako ni fiti, if you have a project manze, so hivi kidogo hivi travel home, enda angalia nini inaendelea, rudi for 1 or 2 weeks, come back. At least you make sure things are working. Things are working because unaweza fika ground manze and the thing you get a heart attack immediately. But the social junction is meant to educate us about all these things.
Na hii kitu haina experts. Kila mtu ni expert kivyake.
No.
So
expert.
So you just come, unaona kuja social junction, you'll interact with let's say 100 people.
Okay.
Venye utakuwa na story, huyu akwe na story, huyu akwe na story. If I speak to 5 people, jioni nitaenda na knowledge mbaya sana.
Exactly.
Kama kuna kitu ilikuwa inanisumbua naona kumbe huyu ako na shida mingi kunishinda.
Hiyo sasa.
So I can handle this thing.
Kuna shida hadi unaweza shangaa kumbe hii nayo inakuanga.
Kumbe inakuanga.
Alafu kuna hii issue ya watu tumekaa huku ku take advantage of the new people who are coming. Wacha mimi ni mdem. Obviously I'll stand for the girl child. So let me speak of the girl child.
Yes.
Tumesikia stories here and there where dem anahostiwa na mtu mwenye ni kazini yake. Akikuja yeye alikuwa anajua huyu ni kazini yangu, mamangu na babake ni brothers. Msee anafika anageuza kamati. Inakuaje? Itabidi umekuwa wife. Mimi nakulipia rent na kufeed nafanya nini. Umefika hata hujamaliza 3 days. All of a sudden unataka akue bibi. How?
Kama uko leo.
Hapana. Hiyo ni sijui hata hiyo ni nini, lakini wewe utapata laana, wewe ushangae.
It is
but
evil.
It should stop.
Hata si laana like
I have friends who've experienced that. Enye inabidi like mtu anaenda tu nisani kuongelesha mzungu. Cheki hivi na hivi imehappen, mimi niko homeless, nimefika tu juzi. I just want to have a house where I can pay rent and look for a job. So, how is it trust Mkenya tena? If your cousin did that, then there's no way I'll believe another Kenyan.
That's where Social Junction is coming
in.
If you interact
that
with
is
a
very
lot of
evil.
people, you will find a home somewhere.
And come and talk to us. We are here. We know things. Come and talk to us. Nini unadini na kutisha. Come and talk to us. Hey, come and get me around the corner.
Kama kuna anyone akona any legal issues tuligraduatisha storyteller, anaweza kukuadvise in such scenarios. Tunakemea hizo vitu.
I'm coming there. That's a whole topic of itself. I'm coming there.
Those are very bad.
I'm coming
kama
there.
kuna mtu anafanya bring them on. Semeni jina zake. Hiyo tutamsamea.
I'm coming there.
Because that's very bad.
And yes, so on that matter, I know I've been very vocal, and I know people are like, why is this guy very vocal? But I want to tell young men and women, I know at times, I know what is affecting us at the moment as young men and women, especially my buddies, when you took Sydney, drink driving, GBV. Wakenya hatuko kwa crime sana. And before I even start on that one, I want to call out the government of Kenya. There's a mistake they have done. And this mistake is affiliated to us. So, and I've seen the president is doing the same mistake. So this mistake is a big mistake. It's called a diplomatical mistakes. Allowing people from our borders to get our passport. So, that is politics. We'll have a political day. So this is about what is affecting your story, GBV and drink driving. First of all, what we should learn is, we buddies, sisi watu wa Social Junction, mabeshte, ma Kenyans, ma youths, ma Gen Z.
Leo ndo nimejua si ni buddies.
There's one problem we have. We don't learn from our mistakes.
Kabisa.
That's true.
Very true.
Na si lazima ikuwe
And the best teacher is your mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes,
uta improve sana.
Unaona, ukasoma na hiyo mistake yako alafu ukagraduate,
hata utarudia.
Hata hautaipatikana kwa shida tena. And we chanua each other.
No one will ever tell you.
Nobody will tell you. Alafu watu wanaonanga ni kama if you is just a paper. Wanaonanga if you is just a paper.
Na hizo ndo zinaleta depression, unajua?
Yes, they do bring depression.
Easy issues.
This is
ndogo hizi.
Exactly. They bring depression. Actually, they depress people so much. Imagine you have a nevio. I can assume you guys are in the other industry.
Yeah.
The other industry, there's something you go through called a police check. So once you have an AVO, they can cancel your police check. They cancel that, they send it directly to the company you work with. You are jobless.
You're jobless.
You are jobless.
Na kuregain
na
hiyo
watu
kitu.
wa kunini kutake advantage.
Yes.
Either madem kutake advantage of majama.
Yes, that's another
for
thing
it to become
that no one usually talks about. Men wamekuwa victims for
a long time. For a long time. Mabadis wameumia.
So, utapata most of these cases, see at 90%
ni men related.
Men alipiga. Utapata ni the other way around. Oh, yeah, the other way
Ama
around.
alishikwa tu na shida akaona.
Akaona huyu hapa. Nikufe na huyu niingie
But at the end of it, we are humans. Mimi, anything to do with an AVO and GBV, me, I always blame the man.
Why? You're a man.
As a dominant.
Why?
As a dominant, there are decisions that you do that are stupid, and there are things that you should solve in a certain way. And I always talk to my boys, mina semanga, if you did something, revamp yourself, call yourself back to order, see how you can get out of it.
Yani amesema jite mkutano.
Jite mkutano. You are the man. You are the man. Let me tell you, there's no breakup that a woman is blamed. Unless she got pregnant for someone else. Yeah. That is when she's blamed. But everything else, it is the man. The man is the man. It exists. So I have a feeling that as men, we should also consider how we treat these situations and how we handle these situations. The reactions and all that. And I've been telling boys, there is an option of dialing the storyteller and saying, Mzai, nataka tukuje tuchill na wewe, juu hapa mambo imechemka. Than you getting that paper. Welcome. And that paper, when you have that paper AVO, before you go back to that house, before you do anything about that AVO, before you contact her back, make sure it is removed. If it is not removed,
2 years
wachana nayo, because they normally give a time frame ya karibu 2 years ndio hiyo kitu ishe. So sometimes ladies are persuasive.
Yeah.
And you know,
And they forget.
and you know she can convince you.
She can convince
Anaweza kwambia baby ni aje. Mimi naona naona si vizuri. Mimi naona si vizuri tuishi kando kando. Hiyo ilikuwa tu vita.
Alafu unajua
ni mwanaume as a man you just go back and guess what, you have what an outstanding a view. You breach that a view. Next thing you do, especially those people who have mamas who eat their things kidogo ya hapa na pale.
Hiyo ndo nataka kusema.
If you know, some of them when they do that thing they
forget. Na maybe zinamleta kwako sasa anaanza kukumbuka. Ama kuna mwanaume mwenyewe akikula pia anaanza kujam. Nimefanya nini, nimeenda police station. Unajua umenifuck up. Nini next thing you have mmepigana. Tena. Umepiga ile namba tena. Juu itakutrigger wewe ni ile call these guys again. You utakuwa umebreach. Na that one has no bail. Haina. Ukibreach. The goal ni to keep this
thing
and as healthy as possible.
And to the young girls, the baddies manze. Sometimes mkiona scaffolds, call some people like us. Mutulize, because you know some cases this is what girls don't understand. Sometimes men we do endure a lot of things.
Yeah.
I can also decide to get a lawyer and to argue the case and to turn it
to you.
When once you have a court case and your allegations is strong sana, they can still withdraw police check until the matter is decided.
Yeah.
And it can affect you as well.
Big deal.
So I just want to urge buddies, watu wangu wa Social Junction, tukiona maskafu kidogo pigia sisi wazai.
Tuanze tu hapo
bwana. Call Cones, call me. Niambie sema tu ni aje hii inaweza enda aje nini nifanye nini. Hata kama it's whoever bad the situation, mimi huamka manze. Kitambo I used to put my phone on D&D when I sleep. Nowadays I don't. Because I get calls in the midnights. Unapata za mornings, unapata za mtu amegoma airport and all that. Somebody has been chased by an aunt, sister, brother. There's a lot. So as Team Social Junction, what we are saying, these are the things we are looking out to address, and we come and talk to Chanwane. Alafu mental health state, when we come to that, kitu inakusumbua, try to talk. But talking is another thing. Then there's the listening part. As the listening part, I have a problem with the listening part. I'm your friend. Terence is my friend. Daktari is my friend. But not my real friends.
Yes. They're just people you know.
I come and tell you something.
Inaenda hivyo.
Hapo kesho, nasikia
unasikia story.
Unaisikia huko nje unashangaa imefika aje nje. Unajua inafanya una sink into more depression.
Tulikuwa na ile mental health webinar. Kwa wale walimiss mental health webinar tu inakuja. Na alikuwa anajaribu kusema kama unaona wewe uko na stress na unaona kuongea na mtu ni ngumu na una realize like uko kwa situation yenye hauoni kama uko sawa. Kwanza one of the key signs, major signs ya depression generally, unaacha kuenjoy vitu yenye ulikuwa unapenda. Kama ulikuwa unapenda kucheza PS, let's say, all of a sudden you don't want. Ulikuwa una sherehe ingekupita, like huyu artist amekuja nini anakuja, it's fun to you, all of a sudden haiko interest anymore. Vitu kidogo ulikuwa unapigia
unapenda kunywa chai.
Chai asubuhi. Sasa hii utaki, unakunywa juice instead. Vitu ndogo ziko hivyo.
Hivyo ndio depression utajua.
Vitu ndogo.
One sign. Kama wewe ni mtu uko na gari, unafikanga nyumbani and you don't get out of your car. Unakaa kwa gari kiasi. Unakaa like
na hakuna kitu unafanya.
Something is going on in your mind.
Mention by the way.
Please. Ukikuja na unataka kushuka hata kuingia kwa nyumba, just know something is going on. And then something about depression, it's the little things that behold us. Yani kuna tu vitu ndogo yani, especially when it come to najua kuna watu wengi wako na mental health issues because wamestressiwa na mambo ya easy accommodations, ni family, ni nini,
school fees.
Kuna watu wana run out of visa pia.
Visa inaenda kuisha, unaanza kuambia unaanza kujiambia Acha nitarget wase wako na PR kwanza.
Nitarudi jamhuri aje. Hiyo ndio question unaanza nayo alafu inakudepress.
One thing about Social Junction yenye tumesema, ukikuwa open hata ukuje useme kwa hiyo group hiyo group ya Social Junction useme ni aje majamaa. Mimi manzee kavisa kana katika. Muone vile mnaweza niokoa. Ni venye tu job sizes jobs ziko chini. And I want to encourage our young men and women. Let's try to also run away from cash jobs, because cash jobs are really killing us.
In what way?
So I'll tell you this. So me, I can be a mjengo guy, and I can be somebody in Nagati lopings and all that. Those jobs nowadays, they are not as heavy as they were back in the days. So kuna masiku inakatika, and then unaanza kukosa kufoot your bills.
Oh yeah.
And I've experienced that
personally. Tena on that, unajua huku kwingine you can easily work with ABN or TFN, right?
Ndio hiyo sasa.
Na kuna super, they pay super for you.
Yeah.
So if you work kwa ukibalance work kwa mjengo na ukwe na at least a company, hiyo super unajua unalipiwa. So if anything happens in future, maybe that is your future savings, right?
Yeah.
So ukiamua kwenda home, there are some people I know super yao saa hii inachezea 50,000-70,000.
You see?
Unarudishiwa, at least you can have a starting point to go home. But if you're doing a cash job,
that's very informative.
full time, hautakuwa na hizo benefits. So yeah.
True.
And I know the boys, most of them, you know, they have this mentality of yeah, cash ni ufiti. And we need to start discouraging that, so that we can have something. Tukue na vitu mbili. Hata kama wewe ni mtu unapenda hizo cash, but have something
Balance.
Hiyo yenye umebalance kidogo, kitu full time mahali. Because cash jobs nowadays, and we have to start discouraging it. Cash jobs nowadays imeacha vijana wengi into depressions. That's why unaona wase wanaenda wana run homeless. Una homeless juu yenyewe umeshindwa kulipa rent. Makosa si yako, ni kazi haiko. Kazi yenyewe unaijua haiko.
Kumenyesha wiki
mzima.
Kumenyesha wiki mzima. Na usiku na don't choose work. Mimi naambianga wase don't choose work. Work is work. Do whatever you want to do. Mimi at times hii weekends hizi maboys wanaingia story ni uko free. Kuna mjengo mali mimi naingia na maboti yangu vizuri sana.
Vizuri, safi,
naingia kuna miti naenda napanda. Last inaitwa finishing remarks.
closing remarks.
I want to start with attacking the leadership. We as the leadership, Daktari, you're a leader and a very good one, upcoming, very nice guy. But I want to attack the leadership for just one reason. We have so many communities and so many associations, and they are not working on these things. We are trivializing a lot of things, that it has come to a point where if one of us loses somebody, the burial has to look like it belongs to a certain community.
Very bad.
And those are things we don't want to see. Let us not take that way. Let us revive our community. Kenyans for Kenyans. Sisi ni wa Kenya. We have traveled mountains, oceans, seas, rivers, islands to be here. And we have to stand for each other.
Yeah.
So those are my closing remarks, Daktari.
So mimi nikimalizia, ni kama nime-exhaust mingi, lakini yenye imebaki tu ni third edition inakuja na editions zingine. To show up, to have fun, toa stress, enda home jioni hata uko relaxed like it's a new you ukingojea next edition. So yeah, basically mental health webinar ingine inakuja na tutasonga tu pole pole.
Yangu ya mwisho ni we'll have more of these new faces na third edition inakuja, tupendane na mtu follow Instagram The Social Junction New South Wales, TikTok The Social Junction New South Wales. Join our group on WhatsApp. We'll have all the communications there of what we are planning. And yes, thank you so much for having your time
Mwisho
with us.
kabisa, we'll have these setups frequently venye amesema. So yeah, tutakuwa tuna anyone is
Feel free to
tulisema hapa everyone
Terence,
is
thank you for having us.
yake inakaa.
Thank you for this big setup. Thank you for all the things you're doing.
Yeah.
And guys, if you don't know, Terence does these gigs hata na gari nini. If you have a nice car, unataka kufanya gig kidogo ya kushowcase gari yako, follow him. Anajiita Pampered Photography, Instagram.
Ni
So
films.
Pampered Films.
whatever it is, bora ni pampered.
It's pampered.
Yeah.
So he does anything. You have your wedding, you have
Wedding,
what, you're planning what, he's
whatever
the
it
is.
best
Baby
guy.
shower,
Any baby shower.
Graduation, birthdays.
Talk
Alafu
about baby
tena
shower.
hizo picha
Ah,
zote
nini,
hizo picha zote zenye mnaona saa hii zikitrend za Social Junction,
Terence
photo
is behind
credits
it.
ni Terence, that's how
Na
guy.
video zina trend Instagram.
Yote
Hey, jameni.
It is a Terence
Ni
thing.
it's a Terence
So
thing.
follow Pampered Photography for all your gigs. So thank you guys.
Holla at him. Toodoo.